What's up, YouTuber fans, streaming fans, cryptocurrency fans? It's your boy, Rip VR. Welcome to the show. Behind me is my website. If you need any consulting on blockchain, ICO, cryptocurrencies, I also have videos on how to earn more cryptocurrencies. Check it out. Book some time with me. But yesterday, I went to a meetup event. It's Reach Your Next Level. They had in company builders, they had New Mobility Lab, and they had Chicago Blockchain Project. I took 3 videos. The first video is from Rumi Morales. This is a treat for you guys to see. If we go down here to her career, she was the vice president of Goldman Sachs, and it's very interesting to see people in a huge financial sector talk about cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, and AI technology. And she was one of the head of CME Ventures. So that is crazy. Remember, CME brought out the Bitcoin futures on the stock market. We're going to get right into the show and see what she is talking about at this meetup.
And we all know that the pace of technology innovation is happening even faster. So when I was at CME Ventures, we thought, okay, so we went from quit trading to electronic trading now to digital trading. And what were those types of technologies that were going to enable that? So if you go to the next slide, for those people that if you didn't see me enough, you have 2 of me looking down at you right now. But these were the companies that were in our portfolio. Very early on, we were one of the initial investors in distributed ledger technologies or blockchain technologies, including the ones that you see on the board here with Ripple, Digital Currency Group, and Digital Asset. But there's a lot more in this portfolio than just those, right? So maybe a third of our stuff is blockchain related. But another third was really focused on what we call the next generation of data. And this includes things like geospatial data, the data that's coming off of drones and low Earth orbiting satellites and so on and so forth. It also involves things as far afield as quantum computing, which we actually invested in as well. The third area that we really came into was artificial intelligence, particularly deep learning, image recognition, natural language processing, so on and so forth. I mentioned we invested 3 to 5 years looking in the future. So these blockchain investments, Digital Asset, Ripple, and DCG, we made in 2015, and we stopped, really, with infrastructure investing, then thinking in 3 to 5 years, hopefully we'll be there. And looking back on this, I feel happy, I guess, that we were right in that way. But then, so my thought then, when it was 2016 and 17, is what was next? What's going to happen next with blockchain? Where are we taking this? Is it in smart contracts? Is it in oracles? What is it? I looked and thought about the fact that nobody talks about the most beautiful charm of blockchain to me, which people tend to gloss over, but it is really decentralization for me. And as a result, what was the best decentralized use case out there? The people, as we all know, people in the crypto space can be greedy and lazy and inject a little bit too much humanity sometimes, and you really don't have true decentralization in Bitcoin, for example, today. If you look at the power of the miners, and you look at the power of Bitcoin Core as developers, what were the best decentralized use cases? I started to think obviously about machines and the Internet of Things, right? Where you're going to have trillions of devices that are going to be able to meet, not just communicate, but transact and even trade with each other. So trading is moving away from humans into machines. And our first foray into that world was a company called Filament. So Filament is trying to solve this problem, right? Device-to-device communication as well as payments. Now, but what Filament is creating is something that is that you still need to trust Filament for. Right? We haven't decentralized the trust out of that yet. So as I kept on thinking about this, it led me more and more towards ideas around open source protocols, just like the Bitcoin blockchain is, right? Or Ethereum. And at the end of the day, maybe that those will win out, but it takes a long time to get there. So with the next slide, this has just been for me a great example of where we're going. I'm not a hockey player, but I do like the quote by Wayne Gretzky, right? Who says, like, I don't skate to where the puck has been, I skate to where it's going. And as an investor, as a builder, as an entrepreneur, I want you to know that no technology exists in isolation. So I hope that everyone here, and I do believe that the reason we're all here today is not because we're just IoT people, or not just because we're blockchain people or we're AI people, but that, I think it's on my next slide, we see a lot of, sorry, the font is a little different than I expected, an increasing interplay of things around AI and IoT and blockchains, and really where the unifying factor here is data. And how is this data going to be shared and transacted and traded in the future? Are we able really to silo ourselves in the way I did not just too long ago when I thought about, oh, this is the blockchain part of our portfolio, this is the AI part of the portfolio, that is the IoT part of the portfolio. It's impossible for that to exist, I feel, if you want to skate to the puck. So this is leading, for me, it's just one road, right? Where all these advanced technologies are converging with each other, particularly around AI, IoT, and blockchain, because the fundamental ingredient here is around data and how that's going to be monetized and how that also can empower you as individuals as you build your companies and you think about what's going to go next. Let me be more specific. All right, so after Filament, it's like, okay, you have to trust Filament here. I like what you're doing, but what is the open source version of this, right? And for those of you familiar with IOTA, and that's how Joe and I really got connected as well more in this space, IOTA is a blockchain-inspired technology that is really also focusing on this issue of device-to-device networking and payments and transactions. And it's an interesting evolution, right? Because I personally do believe that at the end of the day, open source protocols that are tokenized, now I won't go too deep into ICOs, but really what's interesting is now for the first time with open source technologies through a token, right? Any user is able to extract more monetary value or financial value or network value than they would have before. So open source protocols can win out, but that end of the day can take a long, long time. You think about how we used to access the internet. You felt you needed to use AOL to reach the internet. For people that wanted to put data on the clouds, they say, well, I want my private cloud, right? Many businesses, I need a private cloud first. The same thing goes for any number of innovations like that, where you almost feel like you need a guard along the way. So my long story, hopefully a little bit shorter, is that I'm a true believer in the convergence of blockchain, AI, IoT. It is an investable asset class, even if it's an open source protocol through tokens. And yet we also have to recognize that can take some time, right? So there are chances, this is my way of telling you, if you're an entrepreneur and you're focusing right now on your own solution, that's great. I'm not going to say that's the wrong thing to do. Everyone needs to be able to use something sooner rather than later. Although keep your mind open to a lot of these infrastructure protocols that are being developed right now. So the big reveal is, anyone can guess what this picture is of. This is an event that happened in Chicago in 1959. Okay, I'll give you a little bit more of it. That's a British flag right there, right? So a certain lady came to Chicago in 1959, only for 14 hours, by the way. But it was when the Queen visited here, the Queen of England. On Wednesday, my partner, who is based in London, will be here in Chicago with me, and we're going to be launching an investment platform that he has been building in London. We're going to be launching it and scaling it here in the United States from Chicago. The focus is on the convergence of AI and IoT and blockchain together. We invite everyone to come and learn more about our thesis, right, our vision for investing, and most importantly, the ways that you can get involved. Chicago, oh my goodness, I say this not as a Chicagoan because I'm actually not from here. I say this as a business person who loves this space. There's no better place than Chicago for IoT plus blockchain plus AI. Right? If you look at our legacy of financial services innovation with a fintech, of manufacturing, obviously going into IoT, you look at the strength in the rigor of our independent thinking that's coming out of the economic institutions and academic organizations in this town. You always look at the talent that we have here. If you are interested in this intersection of AI, IoT, and blockchain, stay here. There's going to be so many opportunities, even more coming for you. So feel free, if you go to Eventbrite, you can Google my name, hopefully find the link that's the more descriptive link of it. For those who can't make it, there will be a live stream if you want to watch it, we archive it. Thank you so much for letting me have a few minutes here to talk with you, and I'll answer all of your questions on Wednesday.